Hi there, Citizen Gamers, it's Mark Dell here again, and I'm here to show you Real Racing 2. Now, Real Racing 2 was created by Firemint, purchased about 3 months ago by Electronic Arts. One of Firemint's most popular games is this, Flight Control, where you take the role of an air traffic controller and draw lines on the screen to get planes to land. It's a very simple, typical mobile-style game which you can also get on the PC. Now, for there to be a Real Racing 2, there had to be a Real Racing 1, which you can see here. It's very much like its sequel, but it's far more basic in many ways. There's not an awful lot of cars to choose from, no actual licensed vehicles, and just very plain as far as graphics goes. That said, it's still rather amazing that the creators of such a simple mobile game could create something as elaborate as Real Racing. A year later though, they really upped themselves by creating Real Racing 2, which for my money isn't just the best racing game available on a mobile device, but maybe even the best mobile game period. Now, while I might not be a racing expert quite like Joe Barron, I do enjoy a good racer. There's well over 20 detailed cars to choose from actual manufacturers like Volvo, McLaren, Jaguar, BMW. All of the cars are just produced in amazing detail. It's quite fantastic. It looks equally good, if not better, than some of the racing games we'd seen on the PlayStation 2. One of the advantages for there being a smaller vehicle selection than most current console games is that you're not constantly being handed new cars every time you beat a race. You'll have to spend your money on upgrading your vehicle and decide when's the best time to purchase a new one. There aren't really a great deal of upgrades to perform to your car, just about 5 or 6 or so that'll slowly increase its performance rating. These performance ratings are used to restrict which races you can enter. Of course, what really matters is how well it plays, and fortunately there's multiple control methods to choose from. You have the standard one where you'll tip your device from side to side and just tap the brake. I'm more of a fan of an on-screen steering wheel, rather than flailing my device around. Whatever method you choose, you'll no doubt be impressed by the fidelity of the controls. You can use the slightest little turn or touch to align your car to the road, and get real precise movement when you're taking corners. There's several different driving assists, the most obvious of which is the braking assistance, which is turned on by default and is rather heavy. Rather than getting racing lines, as you approach corners your car will decelerate whether you want it to or not. This is a good thing to turn down if you want any kind of challenge. The tracks themselves don't seem to be based on any real-world locations, but they have interesting and challenging layouts. I think perhaps the best part of Real Racing 2 is just how good the driving feels. Sure, it doesn't always run at a perfect frame rate. You always feel like you're getting a good degree of physics applied to your car. Turn too hard and you'll start to slide, and you'll lose those precious seconds pulling out of the corner. As you watch the other cars on the track, you'll see them tilt as their suspension works. There is a small amount of cosmetic damage that gets applied to the vehicles, but there's nothing worse than just a bumper hanging off. It doesn't do any actual physical harm to the vehicle's performance, so you can just do the old trick of just bouncing off another car into the corner. But it can be kind of hard to block cars that come up behind you, as there's no rear view mirror. And that's it for this look at Real Racing 2. It certainly isn't the cheapest mobile game out there, but it's far above the other mobile races you can get.